Jeff Petry has been traded away from Montreal again. Was this flip a flop? Yes, that's right, friends. Jeff Petry's most recent stay in Montreal lasted all of 9 days. Who could have seen that coming? Let's take a walk down memory lane and go way back in this show's history to last week. That's right, on paper, defenseman Jeff Petry back with the Montreal Canadiens, but today we're going to talk about why I think it's a decently good possibility that it's not going to be for very long. Okay. Lots of people were also saying that, but the writing really was kind of on the wall that Jeff Petry was not going to be long for Montreal. And when Kent Hughes spoke in his press availability after this flip to Detroit happened this week, he even said he was surprised when he talked to Pittsburgh and found out that Petry did not have Montreal on his 15-team no-trade list. And so that opened the door for Kent Hughes to wheel and deal, bring Petry to Montreal, and flip him out to a different location, which we know now is the Detroit Red Wings. Side note, really love the touch that Jeff Petry has opted to wear his dad's Detroit Tigers number while playing for the Red Wings. So Jeff Petry heads off to Detroit. In return, the Canadiens received defenseman Gustav Lindstrom and a conditional fourth-round draft pick in 2025. So going back to my previous question, was this flip a flop? In my opinion, it was. Loved the first part of this deal when we saw that three-team trade happen. And we saw Mike Hoffman come off the roster, Rem Pitlick come off the roster. It was a great way to clear off some cap, particularly in the Mike Hoffman case. But here's the kicker with this deal. Montreal is retaining 50% of Jeff Petry's salary by sending him to Detroit. That's over $2 million a year for the next 2 years that the Canadiens now have on the books. I don't love that. In addition, bringing in Gustav Lindstrom is okay. I mean, this is a kid who had found himself sitting in the press box for about half the season for the Detroit Red Wings last year. Kent Hughes seems to believe that that his pro scouts are pretty keen on him, but we already know that the defense and the young defense core that Kent Hughes has to work with is already jam-packed. So while they did get rid of the issue of having veteran Petry on that blue line, they've now added another defenseman into the mix that could stand in the way, depending on how training camp goes, for some of the Habs' young defensive prospects. So keeping an eye on that one. The conditional fourth-round pick is fine. It'll be the later of either Detroit or Boston's pick in the 2025 draft. So you never mind when they pick up a new draft selection. So, you know, yes, it was being able to get rid of Mike Hoffman and Rem Pitlick by taking Jeff Petry on. That was a great move. I just don't love the second half of this trade, the flip of Jeff Petry to Detroit, solely for the fact that they retained 50% of his salary and they brought back another young defenseman that, in my opinion, they don't really need. I'm happy for Jeff Petry that he and the Petrys and the boys are heading off to Detroit, where his dad obviously has a storied baseball career history and gets to be in an area that's very dear to them, close to their hearts, with family and so forth. So I think this works out great for Jeff Petry. I do love to see that, but it's more that Kent Hughes is kind of setting things up. The other thing that he really revealed is that he is doing his best to have Carey Price on the books, basically, to start the season, and that they won't put him on LTIR until after the season begins, putting him on in-season LTIR. So that is a bit of a reveal from Kent Hughes on some of their strategy going forward. I can bet that we're probably going to see some other moves coming soon, including a goaltender. He's told Casey DeSmith to just be patient, that it's possible that either DeSmith or probably Allen, maybe even Caden Primo, who knows, could be packaged in a deal leading up to the beginning of the season as well. So that's something to keep an eye on. All right, so tell me, what do you think about this flip? Do you like this secondary deal that Kent Hughes made with Detroit for sending Petry off to Detroit, retaining half of his salary, and what Kent Hughes got in return? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. What's that you say? We disagree? You want to dance? You want to go? Come on. Bring it on. And while you're at it, Rick and Michael took a deep dive on fighting in hockey today. And is there still a place for it? Is there still a need for it? It is such a big hot button debate topic right now, particularly with the QMJHL putting an effective ban on fighting in the upcoming season. There are so many sides to this argument. If you missed that episode, you're going to want to watch that right here. Be sure to leave us a comment and come back again next week. Thanks for watching.